nation. No donation, no salvation.
And remember, respect is everything.
And we're back. So yeah, I've been working on some projects on the side, in addition to my usual content. And today we're going to look at something a little different, something that I've been experimenting with. Also, as you can see, we've kind of gone back to our original format because, you know, I kind of missed having stuff in the background, especially my other creations and miscellaneous things of whatnot. But, yeah, been reorganizing the room like crazy. Been having to deal with car troubles and whatnot, and boring real-life stuff that nobody cares about. But anyway, let's take a look at this thing. This is kind of my representation of a 1973 Dodge Challenger. This is based on a particular Challenger, actually. It is based on the Challenger from the original Gone in 60 Seconds. Now, if you've never seen the original Gone in 60 Seconds, it was a movie made back in the mid-70s, or just right before the mid-70s, 1974 to be exact, which was also the last year of every major American muscle car that ever existed because of the oil crisis that was happening at the time, and unfortunately, not many of them survived, and yeah, a lot of cars just ended up biting the dust. The only few that did survive either got severe performance downgrades or just didn't age well. So this, to me, was kind of the last version of the Challenger, and the last true American muscle car before they all bit the dust. But anyway, that's all irrelevant. The car is supposed to be orange. The problem is that I didn't have enough orange to really support the color of the car, especially these smooth tiles, because I like the smooth nature of the car. There actually is an interior in there, but it's completely useless. It's just there because I could fit it, I guess. I guess we could take a quick look at that here. But like I said, so one thing I'm going to say right away, because we're already 2 minutes in, this is not a proper Lego RC car. Like, it's not power functions, because power functions in general are just not the most reliable thing to build an RC car with, especially Lego branded ones, because just the frequency and range isn't that great, and Lego power functions are very expensive, and I would know. Here, let's look at that interior first before we do anything else. Yep, just a basic generic interior I threw together. But anyways, I was saying, yeah, Lego power functions are stupidly and horrendously, and in some cases unjustifiably expensive. And I just couldn't quite convince myself that this was the way to go in regards to a Lego RC car. Because this is something I've been wanting to accomplish for a long time now. This is really pissing me off now. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is something I've been wanting to accomplish for a very long time. But when I finally did pull the trigger and, invest in enough power functions to build said RC car, so here's the result. So here's my Plymouth Roadrunner, or at least it's supposed to be a Plymouth Roadrunner. Let's move our Challenger to the side. We'll come back to that one. And like I said, I mean, I'm not disappointed with it, but yeah, maybe if I designed it better, it could have turned out a lot better. But not to mention with the instability of Legos, like I said, Legos are not the most durable thing in the world. The main issue of failure is usually back here, but that's probably because I went with this open differential design. Had I gone with a more just straight axle design instead of this, I probably would have had better results. But I don't know. I don't really care because this is actually salvaged. All this is salvaged from a Lego Fast and the Furious set, and I just tried to build my own car out of it. So instead of a Dodge Charger, I went with a Plymouth Roadrunner from 1970. Which, I mean, I'm more or less happy with it. It does work, which I can demonstrate right now. Yeah, because we're already 5 minutes in. I don't want to waste too much people's time, especially for something like this. So yeah, it does work. Oh, There it goes. That's the other problem, is like, because one of the motors, it's not a proper servo motor, so naturally it doesn't quite it steals too much power from the other one. But that's also probably because of the way I may have designed it. But like I said, it's a thing. So this is cool in the sense that it's made of all authentic Lego product. But I'll be honest here. Let me turn this thing off because I don't want it to drain the batteries. Which, yeah, this thing. Not to mention, this uses way too many batteries for what it is. Because here, let's take the actual body off, which there's 4 little mounts down here, which it connects to. So it's kind of like one of those hobby grade RC cars, because I own hobby grade RC cars, so that's kind of what I base this whole thing around. So there's the actual body itself. So there it is. It's just a shell made out of Technic bricks because they're a lot more solid. And then just a little piece of roll cage. Let's get this out of the way because it's solid enough to pick up like that. Yes, here's the actual chassis itself. Like I said, the money and time it took to develop this, I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't really think it was worth it in the end. But, I don't know, I may come back to this and update it at a later time, but, yeah, like I said, I'm not using a proper servo motor because I don't have one, and servo motors are very expensive. Power functions in general are just really expensive, and in my opinion, are not really worth the hassle. So, yeah, since we're pretty much done with this vehicle, I'm going to go ahead and take the batteries out because, like I said, that's the other problem. Battery-operated toys, for me, are really annoying to deal with because I don't like paying for freaking batteries. And, not to mention, like, especially if we're talking about Lego power functions, these use way too many batteries. Like, here, let me give you a direct example. I made all this as universal as possible just so that it's easier to navigate with. But anyway, let me get to my complaint here. But yeah, this is just an overkill amount. I mean, look at how many batteries. Look, this is only one side, and that's 3 freaking AA batteries for the amount of power output I'm getting out of this thing. So, like I said, you know, I'm sure there's other alternatives to this stuff. Like, you know, there's probably aftermarket power functions that are probably better than the official stuff, which wouldn't surprise me because there's people who dedicate their lives to this kind of thing, you know, to building, like, decent powered Lego creations. Which is cool. I mean, I'm all for it. I mean, I participated in it myself because, I mean, look at where we are right now. But like I said, yeah, I don't know. Just the money I spent to develop this, just, I don't know. I don't know if it was really worth it in the end. So yeah, we're pretty much done with that. Now this next car, the first car we looked at, like I said, so this is literally just a Lego RC body on top of an RC car chassis. Now I want to be clear right now. This is not like a professional grade RC car chassis, which I do have some, but the problem is the ones I have are short course trucks, and the last thing I would want to do is take a car made entirely out of Legos out off-road outside just to have it shatter into 1,000 pieces. So if I'm going to have a car shattered into 1,000 pieces, I would prefer it to be in my house and not outdoors, where I'm going to be spending the next 50 years looking for all the little pieces that got shredded everywhere. But yeah, here's the car. And, you know, I'm happy with it. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Now, there is one benefit to this car over the other car. For one, to develop it was much cheaper because I used a Fast and the Furious Dodge Charger to develop this. I particularly used, so I can find it. This is a 68 wide body Charger from the, excuse the dust, from the, I think like the most recent Fast and Furious film. But I think they're developing another one right now. But yeah, this is just a 68 Dodge Charger body, which I actually really like this body. I might keep it for like a more hobby grade level car. But we'll look at that in the future. But for now, yeah, the chassis, like I said, is literally just so I actually spent a decent amount of money to develop this. It wasn't that much cheaper, but in comparison to longevity, this was a much cheaper thing to develop. And why is this stuck? Oh, I think I see why. Hold on. Let's turn this upside down. Ah, there it is. It's this thing. So yeah, that's what's holding it on. So yeah, this is literally just a generic toy grade RC car chassis that I just stuck a Lego car body on top of. Now this actually wasn't my idea. There was another YouTuber, I think his name was Jang Bricks, who did something very similar to what I am doing right now. I just chose to do it at a much larger scale. But yes, the actual car body itself is literally just straight up just solid Lego bricks. Amazingly, it's heavy, but again, this could just be, you know, the nature of the car chassis I chose. This little chassis for 28 bucks, it's pretty good. I mean, for just indoor house entertainment or just messing around in the garage, this ain't too bad. And the cool thing is, if I really wanted to, I could still stick this body back onto it and, you know, still use it as a charger. But I mean, why would I do that when I could have a Lego car that I can crash into 1,000 pieces? Not that I enjoy doing that, but I just thought it'd be hilarious to mention it. The only thing I did modify is I painted the rims silver to look more like the car in the film, but that's easy to fix. If I really want to go back to the original look, just remove the paint and then, you know, we're all good there. So yes, the car, I also added this little section here to kind of hold it in place. Yes, chassis will literally just slide in just like that. And then the little side parts there will kind of hold that in place. And then you just take your little brick here and you just clip that right in. And then I guess if you wanted, actually hold on, I think I have that backwards. Do I? Huh, I don't know. I think I do actually, but oh no, I don't. Wait, no, I remember now, because this is to hold it in place further. And then you just take this to hold your lower sides in place, because those have a tendency to pop out. And there you go. The other benefit to this chassis is, well, this particular one does not use batteries. It is a rechargeable chassis with a USB plug, so you can literally plug it into anything. A phone charger, a computer, your Xbox, your PlayStation, literally anything. As long as there's a USB port, you can plug it into anything. And the most you're going to need is 2 AA batteries for the controller. Actually, speaking of the controller, let's find the, put that on there. Go ahead and screw that in. Not all the way, because I do want to use these batteries for something else. Although I'm probably going to leave these in because I have 6 more over there that I'm never going to use for anything else other than my Xbox controller. So yeah, let's go ahead and turn this on. It's going to blink because it needs to pair with the car. Not to mention the range on this thing is actually very impressive. And just turn it on. Car will blink. And we're good to go. Like I said, it's not the fastest thing in the world, but, you know, for just messing around inside your house, this is honestly probably one of the coolest things I've ever built. And the only thing that is a little annoying is the steering. It makes this annoying buzzing sound, but that's probably just because of the servo motor that's in there. But, you know, I mean, granted, this is a much cheaper alternative that probably won't last as long, but I mean, nothing in this world ever really lasts anymore. But you know, for what it is, I mean, I'm happy with it. And you know what, I have no problem replacing an RC car chassis that only cost me 28 bucks than replacing the freaking hundreds of dollars that I spent to develop this thing. But it all comes down to preference. At the end of the day, this isn't really like trying to tell you what is better. It's just my experiences with developing a Lego RC car. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here because I've gone at this way too long. And yeah, but I hope you all enjoyed. It's a little different from my usual videos because my usual videos cover more, I guess, Transformers related content, which if you're familiar with this channel, you know I have a massive obsession with the Dodge Challenger. But you know, it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, I'll have more of that at some point. Just I wanted to show this off because this was something I've been working on for a long time now, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It actually has taillights too, but you can't really see them very well. There you go. You can see the red and the... Really, the only thing left to do is just some driving footage, because I'm actually managed to get some POV shots with this thing, which I'm pretty happy about, and yeah. So, yeah. I had to make a phone mount for those POV shots that you're probably going to see throughout the video. But anyway, that's about it. Yeah, alright. You'll have a good one.
Hallelujah! Another soul saved!